Hello, and welcome to another episode in this here stream series covering Derail Valley Overhauled. You're hanging here today with Nico Fox, and we're about to get to pick up where we left off, kind of. If you were here for last episode, you'll remember that I was having some issue with the persistent jobs mod that I've been working on in some of my free time, and so things didn't quite go as planned, but we're gonna go ahead today and pick up where things should have went last time, and we'll just kind of pretend that everything went well. So we can see out here we've got the steam locomotive that we were driving last time, and there are those 6 military boxcars that we were hauling, and we've got them here on storage track B3 at the Harbor Military Base. Alright, so not exactly sure yet what we're going to be doing today, but I might explore the yard here some at the harbor and see what options we have, especially if there are any inbound tracks that are still occupied. It'll be good to clear those to unblock other stations from shipping goods here to the harbor. I'll go ahead and shut this locomotive down for now. There we go. And let's go take a look around the rest of the yard here. Actually, I'll probably just head on over to the station office and take a look at the job overview booklets. Alright, do we have any shunting unload? Yes, we do. It looks like, what are these? Empty containers? And we've also got some of that canned food from a couple episodes ago. See, this is another unload of empties. And what else? That's a freight haul. There's some unloading. More canned food. Let's see, this is also unloading. Let's see, this is also some unloading. Okay. I think this is probably one that spawned before I made the recent change to the persistent jobs mod, so that it no longer spawns unload jobs up front, but instead they get created as freight hauls are completed. Alright, so I think, honestly, I think I'm going to be doing some shunting work here today, just to be clearing these inbound tracks. Let's go ahead and pick these up. And take a look at what is where. See, this looks like probably that 3-car unload job, which is somewhere around here. Yeah, this one. Number 94. Certainly it is the one. Now, harbor is a little bit tricky to do that tricky thing where you move the train cars to the unloading track first, because there are 2 unloading tracks here, and it's not always clear which one will be the one that you need to move things onto. So honestly, because of that, I think I may just go ahead and well, there's lots of steamers that have generated today. Where there used to be a lack of steam locomotives, there are now a multitude. But I think I'm going to grab one of these shunters and go to work with some of this stuff. I'll grab this one over here since it's a little bit closer. And as we get moving along here, I will mention for folks who haven't heard or seen yet that I am running a fundraiser for a group called Advancement Project, and they work here in the United States on a national level with communities to basically empower people of color in their own communities and work on really just making a better and more just place for the folks who live here. And I know the kind of like major news networks have not really been covering things quite as much anymore. They, I guess, like to see people forget about the fact that protests in support of Black Lives Matter and, of course, defunding of police departments have been continuing for the past 30 or more days. And that's something truly extraordinary. But yeah, so if you have some spare cash that you can give to a good cause, I recommend taking a look at that link down in the description. During the live streams this weekend, I will be doing a 1-to-1 match. So we're starting the day off at $30, and wherever we get by the end of the stream, the difference between those two numbers will be the amount that I will go ahead and contribute of my own volition here. I just made it in coupling range there, but yeah. So if you want to see your dollars go twice as far, you can head on over right now to that donation page, and there's options over there for rewards too. So if you'd like to enter a raffle for a copy of this game, Derail Valley, either for yourself or a friend in case you already have it, you can sign up for that for a $5 minimum donation. There's also for whatever the minimum of the platform is, which is probably like $1. You can vote in either of two polls. One is to say what licenses you'd like me to purchase next for the stream, or also in that poll are in-game items such as the locomotive remote, the stopwatch, and the golden shovel. And then there's another poll for locomotive skins. So you can see that I am running right now the lovely Pride pack by Katie Cat. And I think I have a few other options on there, such as the Pennsylvania Railroad skins. I think I've got a Burlington Northern skin on there, Canadian National skin, Southern Pacific skin, I believe, too. And there might have been one more, but I'm forgetting just exactly what it was at the moment. So, but of course, if you head on over to that donation page, you can find out all the info about the polls, the raffle, and of course about advancement project themselves. I apparently have too much debt. Let's take a look here. It's just talking about locomotives here. So I don't really know what it wants me to do here. This looks like the... Why are they both locomotive 27? That's so weird. And they're... please hold. I don't know where we're going with this. Are these actually... That's 27. Don't tell me this other locomotive is also 27. Because that would be super strange. Excuse me. No, this is locomotive 49. And the tender is C700. Huh. Very strange. But, well, let's see what we can do about this. Fees. And on this other one, we've got just emissions. Yeah, so let's go ahead and see what paying down just the emissions will do. Should have a wallet here somewhere. There it is. Yeah, and let's go ahead and see if that has unlocked being able to take this job. All right. It certainly has. So I guess we had an older locomotive that was also 27. And let's see, we're unloading on C3L. Okay. Ooh. So let's head on over there. Yeah, I don't remember if I finished that thought. So if you are interested in finding out more about any of either the raffle or the organization advancement project itself, head on over to that link in the description and you can learn more. Alright, as we give it a moment here to build up some brake pressure, we'll take a walk over here and set up the tracks to be headed into that loading siding. And all right, we should have the loading machine right up here. And these are going to be unloaded. All right. And we're going to be taking them on down to D5S. All right. Alright, we're going to take a look at where D5S is down here. And it looks like we've actually got our track already set up for it down on this end. And on this end too. So we are all set to go. Do a little ride on the front here. We'll sidestep that sign that's still in the middle of the track. Maybe someday we can use these. Alright, we are pulling onto the siding here. So it is time to slow down and really bring this train to a halt. We'll just hop on back to the station office here. And we'll go ahead and turn this in. Alright. Did a pretty good job at getting the time bonus on that too, even though we didn't really do too much finagling except taking the cars out of the yard first. But we did also have to contend with the fees that we needed to pay down before we could activate the job. Alright. So let's figure out what we're gonna do next. I think we've got some rail cars over here on this side of the yard. We got some canned food here, some empty containers, and some alcohol. Now, let me take a look at what all this warehouse machine will load and unload. Let's see, we do a lot of different stuff here. Okay, so we do alcohol on this side. Pretty much anything in a tank car will be over here. So, what I can probably do is, let's see, we've got... Alright, that's a tank car 1. Did I look at this one yet? Oh, that's a job report. So yeah, it looks like we've got the one set of tank cars here, and then the 4 sets of containers. So, part of me is thinking that I might be able to use this knowledge to my advantage, that this machine here only does tank cars, in order to move some of these cars around up front, and just kind of get things prepared ahead of time. I think this will do pretty much everything else. Yeah, we've certainly got lots of things that go in containers, such as the canned food. Not really seeing it on this list, but it may be overflowing. There's probably empty containers on this list somewhere as well. Although, I still laugh at the idea that empty containers count as a freight haul. Well, as we let that locomotive head on out to the main line, we'll get this switch set up here. I'm going to be moving some of the flat cars with containers that are over in the transfer yard from a couple videos ago, and we moving them onto the unload track over here. Actually, I think that was 3 episodes ago now. That was the cat food hobos video, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, it looks like the track is all set up to be heading right on down to grab those cars. Yeah, 9i. That is the track. And I will go ahead and mention that if you are enjoying any of the mods that I'm using today, you can find a link to all of those right on down in the description. Got the VR zoom mod, VR camera zoom rather, and also the persistent jobs mod. And I don't know if we'll see it in action, but we do have the Train Spawner Plus, I think it's called, which of course lets us spawn locomotives. And the skin mod as well, skin manager mod. Alright, we're waiting for some brake pressure here. Just gonna take both sets of these cars over at once. That should probably be sufficient for now. There you go. There's some horn action there. It's I think we've probably gotten all the way there. And it looks like we have. Go ahead and couple these on together. And wait for some more brake pressure. I'm a little curious while we're waiting for that brake pressure. Oh no, this is the pocket watch down here. For some reason I thought it was the golden shovel that was down here. I wanted to compare it to the normal shovel, because I think it scoops more coal, but honestly I would love a shovel. There we go. I'd love a shovel that's a little bit smaller and fits into the firebox more easily. Maybe something for either modders or the dev team to create in the future is like a silver shovel. It's like the opposite of the golden shovel. It scoops less coal, but it's smaller. Hey there, Foxy. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you back today. How you doing? Just doing some shunting here, trying to clear inbound tracks so that jobs from other stations can still be generated and head on down here to the harbor. All right, you're doing good. That's good to hear. Hope you're got. Do you have any plans for the weekend? I know I might meet up with a few friends who we've talked it out, and we've all been social distancing pretty well for the past 2+ weeks, and so we're thinking that there should be no problem getting together and maybe hanging out a little bit outdoors and with adequate space between us. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I know there's some folks, I guess I'd call them acquaintances, that I've been talking about how they're going to be hanging out with a bunch of people, traveling all around, and I'm like, really? Right now, as like everything's going crazy again? Are you sure? And, well, you know what? I can't do this yet, can I? I'm still waiting for the brake pressure to build up, or am I? No, I'm not. Okay, so I can do this. Let's get these rail cars set up to do some kicking here, and we'll just walk through the dash there. No big deal. Aha, I see you'll be playing some Derail Valley. Nice. Have you been trying out any of the mods, or are you playing full vanilla? Got some wheel slip here, but I'm not hearing too much of audible indication of that. So I think we're actually okay, and 25 kilometers an hour should be sufficient. We can let that go on and accelerate ahead of us here. I think I needed to pull a little bit further forward. Is that enough? Yes, that's enough. Okay. And we'll catch up with that other train in one moment here, because I do need to make sure that it doesn't go careening off the end of the track. So we're looking so far so good. Mods, lots of mods. All right. What have been your favorites so far? I'm curious to hear what you've been trying and how it's been going. This is looking like a pretty long train here. Certainly longer than, I think it's 1,000 feet is what we have our shadow distance set at, or perhaps meters. I don't remember what it is set in the options menu, graphics menu. Can I jump? Oh, I can. Oh, that's pretty cool. Geronimo. I find it a little bit silly that this loading track here has a very gentle wiggle to it. I would think that the folks would want it to be pretty perfectly straight in order to have the cranes operating on the containers. But then again, I've never been to a container yard like this IRL, so it's entirely possible that the tracks do have some I don't know, meandering in them. Let's slow on down a little bit here. I want to try to get as close to the end as possible, but without overshooting. I think that's probably gonna do it. Alright, let's go catch on up with that other locomotive. And you know what? Yep, I made a mistake. And I forgot to throw one of these switches, or what did I do? Oh goodness. Case of the missing locomotive here. Yeah, you know what? I think... No, I did throw this switch. Oh, there it is. It's, yeah, it's just creeping along here, and perfect timing, actually, because we need to throw that switch. Yeah, it's doing the slow creep. Now, I am wondering if we're going to be able to fit all of these container trains over on this unload track. And, you know, honestly, we might. This is quite a long track here, so I think there's going to be plenty of space. Alright, looks like this has come to a standstill. We will give it a little bit more power here. Let it coast on back to these other train cars. Alright. Brakes are on. Let's get coupled up here. And we'll need to move a little farther back and grab those tank cars as well. So we're waiting for some brake pressure to build up. And as we do that, I will go ahead again and mention that I am doing a one-to-one match on donations during the live streams this weekend as I wrap up the fundraiser. So if you have some spare cash and you have it in your heart to help the folks out here in the United States, people of color in their communities, and helping them be empowered to seek justice within their communities, go ahead and hop on over to that link in the description where you can find out more information about the Advancement Project, and you can donate and either sign up for the Derail Valley raffle for winning a copy of this game for yourself or a friend, or you can vote for in-game items and licenses that you'd like to see me try, or skins that you'd like to see me try on the locomotives. Got many options over there, and all the details at the other end of that link. And of course, with a one-to-one match, every dollar you donate goes twice as far. Looking like we are good to go here. It's kind of funny how the render distance of the rocks in that hill are just kind of popping into place. And again, kind of looking like little puffy gray clouds frozen in time. Certainly, that's the way it looks when they are rendering rather crisply on the out of focus texture behind them. It's kind of silly. All right, we've got some train cars coming on down the way here. Oh. Shoot, I did not realize that these were connected. I'm going to want to... I would be dead. Can I get back up here? I don't think I'm going to make it in time. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is a nightmare. Well, that is really not what I wanted to have happen. Oh. Well, I'm just gonna have to back down on them here and push them out of the way. There might still be some brake pressure in those cars. but get the feeling that there is not really. But yeah, let's get them. Let's get them pressurizing here. See if we can't push them out of the way. Go head on back to the locomotive just to take a look at the brake pressure. Although it looks like we're all pressurized up here. So we'll go ahead and set those up for a kick. And honestly, let's get these set up for a kick as well. I think we're gonna do a we're gonna try something here. That's for sure. Right, so we will get this underway. And as this front truck moves off of the switch, go ahead and throw it. This would probably not work IRL, but video games are not IRL. So here we are, doing this silly business. Yeah, IRL, those couplers would catch each other and we'd have a disaster. But yeah. Let's see, let's go ahead and cut throttle here. And go ahead and bring the rest of this train to a halt. And good, it is right before the switch. So I can hop down onto this one, kill its forward momentum by emptying the brakes, dumping out the brakes there. And we'll do the same with this one, now that it's cleared the switch. And we'll go ahead and throw that switch. Because we will take these containers and back them on down to the other ones there. Let's give that touch a break. All right. Let's see where we are here. Kind of not set up quite the way that I want to be, but I could potentially do something silly here. And well, not sure if this is going to work, but we shall see. You know, before I do that, let me go ahead and check that it looks like we've got full brake pressure here. Okay, so let's get those cut over like that. It's gonna complain at me. That's okay. All right, we're all set to go here. We're gonna see if we can get some speed here. Might have to use some sand, maybe. We'll see, but definitely think I'd like to see if we can get it up around like 20 kilometers an hour. We don't have much distance to do that. Let's go ahead and use our resources here. Yeah, we don't want that. Alright, let's cut off the sand. We'll come on back here. We will disengage that coupler. And we will take things away with that while we throw that switch. All right. Well then. Now I'm certainly hoping that it has enough momentum to make it on down the line here. Especially since with it occupying the main line, there would be no way for me to get to the other end of it if it should happen to lose momentum. But we're looking pretty good here. Let me go find this locomotive. Throw it on over to reverse. Start backing up a little bit here. Not too fast, because we still need that last car there to clear the switch. And yeah, it looks like the other end of the train is just entering that yard down there. So we are pretty much in perfect timing here. Now, I don't think I want to do anything quite so silly as to try to catch up to this train from the rear. But we'll be at least trailing it like so. Although honestly, we might just catch up to it at this rate. Let's take a look at how the front is doing. We're finally just making it onto the unloading track here. And yeah, let's slow things down here a little bit. We are approaching pretty rapidly. We want the relative difference between the speed of the two trains here to be no more than about 5 kilometers an hour. But looks like we have achieved that, although it looks like we're also we're losing the other part of it here. Well, we might be catching back up to it. Let's see if I can grab this coupler. All right, that's pretty sweet. Can I grab that end and this end? Where did my controller go? I don't know why my controller keeps snapping over here for some reason. Well, how about that? Alright, we did a little bit of a slingshot action there and got coupled on to the other end of the train. Maybe that should be the title of this episode, Slingshot Shunting. I feel like that could be a tongue twister. Slingshot Shunting, Slingshot Shunting. It doesn't like go back and forth between SL and SH sound. There I go, tripping myself up. Alright. Probably use a little bit more speed here. We've got plenty of distance between the two train sets. Now, it looks like we are fully on this track. Would like, if possible, to move this all the way down to be buffered up with the other set of cars that's on the track already. And it looks like we have achieved just that. Alright, we got plenty of cars here on the unloading track. Now, it doesn't say that anything is in range, and I wonder if that is because we haven't started any of the jobs yet. Let's take a look at what jobs we have here. We've got... Is this 23? No, it's not 23. It's 44. There it is. So let's... Honestly, let's, I'm just thinking of starting these all at the same time. And if we get bonuses, we get bonuses, and if not, then we don't. And there's nothing wrong with that. What is this thing? Oh, debt warning. Don't need that. Alright. So that's one. That's another. This is another, and this should be the last one. Alright, and we'll go back for those tank cars filled with alcohol once we finish up with these here. Yes, train is in range to unload. We'll be unloading lots of cars here. Pretty interesting, the order it picks to do things in. Alright, somewhere along here though, we've got, yep, we've got a division between the two. Let's go ahead and couple those up. And we'll also take a look here. Let's see, 23 is down at this end, so I'm guessing that 50, let's see, this is 58. 58, yep. G6S. This 58 has one drop off here. 44, we've got one drop off as well. It's going to G1, and this one's going to G6. 23, which we're standing in front of right now. We've got, three drop offs here, G6, G1, and D2. And then, of course, 83, which should be down at the end. We've got one drop-off at G2. And, of course, we're going to have to work these things from this end. So let's start moving these. And here is hoping that it's not too much for this one shunter. Also trying to remember what track these are on. Those are on 5S. Was this one coming to? No, this one's coming to D2S. We've got some train cars coming down to D2S. Let's go ahead and prepare that track, although that's not where we're headed first. It'll be good to get things set up for that. Alright, our first ones are going to G2S. So as this train continues to accelerate, we'll come on over here and we will get things set up for G2S. And that's probably plenty of speed for right now. Let's take a look at these other jobs. Just see if there are any other train cars headed to G2S. And it does not look like there are. Yeah, I think this is probably going to be a stream entirely of shunting, because there's a lot to do here. But we're getting that canned food unloaded where it needs to go. I don't think that they noticed any of it missing from when our hobos 3 episodes ago helped themselves to some of them. But look, either that or they turned a blind eye to it for us. And if that was the case, then I'm very appreciative. So thank you to the powers that be for letting us get away with eating some of that cat food. Speaking of eating food, I'm actually pretty hungry today. I have not eaten dinner yet, since I decided to start the stream a little early, and I needed to get things set up. Probably should have had this set for the main line instead, but I forgot to check that as we were coming back here, so we'll have to make do with it as it is, and we are still pulling cars out of that siding. Wow. Let's go ahead and make sure that we won't be running into these tank cars back here. And that looks like that is the case. Honestly, yeah, we've still got a ways to go, and our locomotive is already nearing Yard C. This is a very long train just with these flat cars. And of course we had these flat cars plus some more, mostly those tank cars that are across the way. Where are they? There they are. Those little rectangles as they're rendering at this distance. But yeah, those tank cars across the way were also part of our train 3 episodes ago, so you can get a sense for just how long that was. I think we're losing our momentum here, which it's a little bit too early to be losing this, because we still need to have the other end of the train clear that switch over yonder. Let's go take a look. Yeah, we've still got a little further to go. We need to get to the other end of this switch here. That one. That one. But I think we are meeting lots of resistance from going through all of these turns. Cool to see the buffers and chains at work. Ah. Please excuse my yawning. Alright, we've got that switch set. I'm just double checking that we've got these switches set up as well, headed to G2S. Alright. And this is for job 83. So let's find where the end of that is. See, it looks like it's right between these cars here. Go ahead and break the hose connections there, and we will, yeah, we'll stop this train, although it was pretty much stopped as it was, and we should have it marked with the dangling hose pipes. Here we go. And go ahead and set this up for a kick. All right. Go ahead and use some more sand here. See if we can't build up a little bit more speed and a little bit shorter of a distance. And we will we'll throw on some train brake and some independent brake. And yeah, we should see these coasting on down into their yard. And as it passes through the switch, we'll go ahead and throw this switch to prepare for the next set of train cars. Because well, honestly, we need to take a look at which of these is headed where. We've got 529, 656, and 997. So this is probably 656, yep, and 997 are headed to D2S. Right, so these three on the end here, we will get set up for a kick. Whoa! Not sure what that was all about. Guess it's a pretty tight corner here. Let's check in with these. They're still rolling. We've got that switch set. We've got these switches set, heading on into D2S. So we will rejoin our locomotive way over here in Yard C. We'll throw off the brake, throw on some sand and some throttle. Get these up to about 15 kilometers an hour. And then we will we'll slow everything else down, just like that. Alright, those are headed off into their yard. I do hope these will have enough momentum to carry on into their destination track. Yeah, they are slowing down there, but it looks like they may yet make it. Alright, what is next? Let's see, we've got D2S, G1S is next, I think. It's very likely that the next ones will be on this end. Let's see, 596 and 907. Yep, 596, 907. These are the ones. So we will once again prepare for a kick. And this time we'll be headed to the left here. Yeah, those may not have had enough momentum there. And these certainly did not, which is going to prove to be a little bit troublesome, as these next two need to get behind them. Did I did, yes, I did separate these. Just didn't cut the brake hose. I don't really need to. It'll do it on its own. But certainly maybe in the future I should, because that will serves as a nice visual indication. But, all right, let's get these up to speed here. Let's actually see if we can get them up to about like 20 kilometers an hour. Alright, we will have to see how that goes. Oh, these are going to stop short, unfortunately. Alright, well, next play. G1S, G6S. We've got one car headed to G6S. Should be 799. Let me see if I can turn in this this other job here. And it is still in progress, apparently. Some cars missing from the track. Yep. Okay. So yeah, those did not make it on, but perhaps these ones will push them in a little bit, and we may just see. Yeah, well, they did receive some damage, unfortunately, but that's just gonna have to be the way it is. I did not give those initial few enough momentum. Let's see, they might not be going. Yeah, it's probably complaining because they're still moving. So we will hold off on validating that one just yet. Yeah, they're moving very, very slowly. Alright, so we've got G6S. 6S is here, which means we'll need to throw that switch and return that one to its closed position. I believe we've got this set up for kicking, yes. So let's head back to the locomotive. And let's give it some more go. Right, I think these next ones are still going to be headed on down this way, so it's no worry that we did not stop short of that switch. Let's see, is this the next one? What do we got? 58. 58. One drop off. To G6S. Oh, honestly, I could have done these all together. That probably would have been a lot better. Too bad. Should have looked at that first. 58. I got some more 58. 58. This is a long one here. 58. 44. Alright. Here's where we need to break it. And so I don't forget. But I think we're just gonna go right on into kicking these. Alright, well, yep, this looks like we're going to have a bit of a problem here. But, oh well. Ouch. At least nothing derailed. Honestly, this might be a golden opportunity to link these up. If only I could actually grab this thing here. Now let's go ahead and do that. So these will all be moving as one unit. And actually, the way that the logic of the persistent jobs mod works, these should all generate a one loading job, I suppose, on the other end of things. So that's nice to know. Well, it looks like we might have those first cars on the track now, so I think that was 83. Yeah, so that is finished now. Yeah, it's about double time. Not too bad, not too bad. Of course, we've made a mess of things with some of these other jobs. Let's see, we still got a little ways to go here. These will certainly all fit on the track here if only they will just finish getting on the track. Now I believe the last set here, yeah, is headed to G1S, and so yeah, we're gonna do some more car damage here. Why not? Well, why not is because we'd have to pay for it, but we're doing pretty well in terms of funds, so let's just go for it. Use some more sand just to get up to speed here pretty quick, and this time we can use the independent. And hopefully those will make it all the way in there. I need to wait for them to clear this track here. Go ahead and throw that switch. Our locomotive can head on down to those other flat cars that didn't make it all the way in. Yep, here it comes. Ouch. And it looks like we've imparted quite a bit of kinetic energy into these other cars. And oh, not quite all the way in. How about that? Need to make sure that these don't fly off the other end of the track. think that's as good a place as any to dump brake pressure on those. And we'll honestly do the same with these. Alright, let's catch on up over here. Sounds like we're pushing these, although they do not have. You know what? I might have left the throttle on here. Nope, they're just I guess they have no brake pressure in the pipes, so they keep right on moving here. See if I can get those coupled together and all connected up like so. Let's get them into their siding here. Now, as they continue on their way, should be able to turn in one more of these jobs, probably this one. At least, yep, there we are. And see, I think this one is probably not going to be progress, and this one might be as well, unfortunately. Yep, that is still in progress as well. All right, so let's go catch up with this train. We'll have to bring this to a rest here in this siding and go nudge those other ones in over there. Hey there, Ryan. What did you walk on into? We've been doing shunting today. So you walked into some crazy shunting business, I am sure. Yeah, there are have been a lot of risky moves here today. It certainly feels like. I think you missed the slingshot move that we did a little bit earlier. But perhaps you can catch that on the replay once it posts. All right, we'll get this heading on back this direction. And I think that should let us turn in this job. Yes, okay. One more to go. Just got to nudge these last, really just this last car. One car. But yeah, we gotta nudge it a little bit further onto this track. I'll go ahead and link up these brake pipes here too, so we don't forget about that. But the locomotive is coming on back to us here. I'm just waiting to meet back up with it. We'll go ahead and wait over here, which is we need to be over on this beyond this switch here, so go ahead and wait for that. And I know, Ryan, you just joined, so you know, welcome. I don't think I mentioned that before, but certainly welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day and a good weekend. And for anyone who might be joining the stream, just as Ryan has done, I'll go ahead and mention that I am wrapping up my fundraiser this weekend, and that fundraiser is in support of Advancement Project, They're doing wonderful work here in the US of A to support people of color in their communities. And so you can head on over via the link in the video description, or stream description as the case may be, to donate. And while I'm streaming this weekend, I'll be doing one-to-one matching. So we started the stream off today at a total donation of $30, and it looks like we haven't gotten any more donations yet. But if we do get any more donations by the end of the stream, I'll be matching them one-to-one. So if you have it within your heart and within your wallet to donate to the Advancement Project and to their cause, head on over to that link, and each dollar you donate will go twice as far while we're streaming today. I honestly think that we still have some brake pressure in these pipes here, so I could probably just really nudge this in without even coupling or anything. But I will need to hop on out and operate the brake pipe myself. Do that manually once we get far enough here. And I'm thinking that looks like probably far enough. I'll go ahead and dump the brake pressure. Alright, so we've got, that should be the last of that particular job. Yep, and not too bad, not too bad. Certainly no time bonuses on these runs, but pretty interesting work that we've been doing, and plenty of freight hauls here. Not all ones that I can take, but looks like we've got some things headed on up to Food Factory, and some that are over in that direction as well. So perhaps we will take some of those. Well, I can't take acetylene yet, though of course if someone would donate to have me purchase a hazmat license. So yeah, you can. There's some polls over there. You can vote in via your donation. So if you want to see me be able to take some train cars like this with the higher hazmat licenses, you can go ahead and donate and vote for the hazmat license. But certainly some stuff headed on to the western direction that might be good to take at some point. But for right now, I think I'm going to return this shunter to its siding. And one of the interesting changes with the persistent jobs mod is that at the end of shunting unload jobs, they no longer generate a logistic haul job right away, but instead they drop off of the job cycle for a moment, and as you can see by the fact that they don't have a job number associated with them, and they'll get picked up once we leave the station, and they'll have a new job associated with them at some point in the future. And since most things here in the harbor do utilize flat cars, those will likely be shunting load jobs that get generated. But certainly they could also be logistical hauls as well. And especially if they are a train car type that is not used at the current station, they'll go ahead and generate logistical hauls instead of shunting load jobs. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot that we have another job overhaul, or overview rather, a job overview booklet in our stash here. So instead of signing off for the day, let's go finish that one up. I do believe that I will need to throw... Well, I need to throw the fire switch. There we go. And let's get some of this speed under control here. It's maybe a little bit too much control. We've still got a little ways to go. We will go ahead and couple up with these tank cars here. They are of course filled with alcohol, which we'll be unloading, and then we'll be moving them to wherever they need to go. All right. Yes, we can see we've moved far enough away, and we've had some of these shunting jobs spawn. And looks like we've got one headed to City Southwest here, in fact. Try to kind of organize these by where they're headed. Oh, I don't know how I grabbed that from the other room. but that was unintentional. Right, I need to activate this job. And it's going to tell me that I have too much debt, right? Yep. Well, let's see what the damage is. Whew. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and pay these down. And that should let us take this last one. Certainly it has. These are going to be headed off to D2S. Okay. Well, let's get moving then. We've got some alcohol to unload. Alright, those are all unloaded. Something sounds like it's wrong with our brakes here. See, that is open, but this is closed. That would be the problem. And something weird's going on here. Well, it's just the way it's going to be, I guess. Yep, and all that time we thought we were building up brake pressure. We were not building up any at all. Alright, looking ahead here, I'm going to want to be on the rear end of the train with the locomotive. So it looks like we're ready to get underway here. I just kind of thinking out loud and thinking ahead to next time. I think that we'll be picking up some of those jobs headed to City Southwest and to Machine Factory. And I believe there's also a logistical haul waiting over at the military base that is headed to the Machine Factory military base. I'm going to go ahead and pick up that one as well. Go take a look here, make sure we've got all the tracks that we need in alignment. We need to go ahead and throw that one. See, that one is closed, which means we're heading over this way. Yeah, it looks like we're all set up to be headed over to D2S here. Alright, there we go. Forgot that I had left brake pressure in those brake pipes there. But, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it doesn't let you interact with the chain while the car is coupled. Alright, we're just moving these cars into the siding, and then we should be done. Well, this is the track. We are here. Alright, heading on back over to the station office, turning in this job. What? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I need to read. Shoot. And it's the two at the far end, isn't it? Yep. Oh. Oh, man. I just want to eat dinner. Oh. Let's go take a look at siding G1. And yeah, it looks like we've got enough space here at this end. We can probably do a kick move here. Alright, just to verify, we've got 67, yeah, and 113, headed to G1S. No, it looks like everything is set up for G1S. Let's give him a kick. Alright, well, while those are coasting, honestly, I can just, I can just travel with these here. That should be fine. So get those underway. Please let these two have... These certainly seem to be running out real fast. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna make it. Well, alright. Let's fix this then. Nope, that one's closed. Alright, let me catch on up with these. As they find their way into D2S here, we'll want to have them stop short of smacking into those flat cars down in the end. So once they clear the switch here, that'll be time to engage the brakes. That looks like to be right about now. And yeah, it's a good stopping distance there. We got our locomotive here still backing down on these two, which still have air in their brake pipes. So we can just go ahead and push them again here. In fact, that's probably enough. A little difficult to see around this here. Maybe let's just hop on top for a moment. Yeah, it should be once we clear this switch, which we have. And yeah, we stopped with a pretty good distance on that side too. So that is all taken care of. Let's go turn in this job. That's the sound I like to hear. And did it with a time bonus too. Nice. Will be just the locomotive fees, yep. Alright. Oh, you know what? I'm thinking that, does this locomotive still exist? Yeah, it does. So, it seems to be that player-spawned locomotives do not get charged emissions fees. That is interesting. seems to be what is being suggested here. Alright, so I think I'm going to go ahead and drive this over to the roundhouse and get it serviced. But this is where we're going to be wrapping up the stream for today, so I'd like to thank you so much for joining me. And if you haven't had a chance yet, but you'd like to, go ahead and head on over to that donation link in the description. And if you can, do show some support, give some support to the Advancement Project and the good work that they do for people of color here in the United States. But join me next time, which will be sometime tomorrow, for more, and for more donation matching too. But next time, yeah, we'll be heading off to the western part of the map, and I think we'll be taking a southwesterly route, because we haven't checked that part out before. Not on this stream, anyway. And not to my knowledge. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me today. My name's Nico Fox, and I will leave you folks with some music. Later.